Hello my friends, and today I wanted to teach you guys how to make this cute little bat charm. This video is going to be a little different. This charm is pretty advanced, so I wanted to do a work along with me type of video. The idea is that there will be little to no cuts and you guys will be following along with me as I'm doing it. Essentially, we would be working together. Some of you friends might be coming over from my TikTok channel. If you are, hi, welcome. If you're not coming from my TikTok and you kind of have an idea of how to do this, you just need a little bit of visual, I'd recommend checking out my TikTok. The link will be in the description for that specific video. It goes through quick. It's about a 2-minute video. So if you already know what you're doing or you're confident, I would check that out because this is probably going to be a lengthy video. So for every bat that I've ever done, I've always done the black base, but for this tutorial, I really want to switch it up. So I'm going to do pink. There's going to be a few major components to our bat. There's going to be the face, the base, the wings, and the tummy. Alrighty, my friends. Now, to get started, you can choose just about any string you'd like. For these, I like to use clear stretch cord. This stretch cord is stretchy, but it's not that stretchy. You can also use any type of cloth stretch cord. I do usually prefer these just because over time, plastic will inevitably dry rot, but I just like how firm this string is and how it looks. For this project, I use more string than not, just because I hate to add more string on. And we are just going to cut it off. I honestly couldn't tell you how much string this is. You don't want an overbearing amount, because then it might be kind of hard to work with, but you don't want too little. If you do add too little, you can just tie on more pieces of string. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our string and we're gonna fold it in half just like this. So now that your string is folded in half, we're gonna take our base and we're gonna take one bead and we're gonna place it down the string, just one side of it. And it should look something like this. Starting back with our string still folded, we are going to take a wing color down one side of the string and our base color down the other side of the string. We're gonna go like that. So we should look something like this. As we go through, there's a few things to keep in mind that are important. We wanna make sure that our strings stay on the same side. We don't want them to twist and curl. You can run into some issues later. Also, as we're going through, we wanna make sure that we're pulling tight. We really don't need any stretch for this, unlike a cuff or a single. So we wanna make sure that we're pulling tight. Not too tight where we snap the string, but we really want it to hold that shape. Because if not, it's not gonna hold and it's gonna be really floppy. All right, so now we're gonna take our wing color and we're gonna place it down both sides of the string like this. We're gonna take 2 more of our wing color and we're gonna place it down either side of the string. So again, we should be looking something like this. We're going to take our base color and we're going to place it down both sides of the string. We're going to take our wing color down either side of the strings. And our wing color one more time and place it on either side of the strings just like this. Alrighty. So at this point, I want to check our strings because this is going to become kind of important. This is where you should be at this point. All right. So again, my string is starting to kind of twist here. I'm going to put my finger down like this and I'm going to pull one side of the string. This is going to be the top. So for the top, I'm going to grab my base color. For me, it's pink. I'm going to place it on top like this because we want to make sure that's on top. I'm going to take the other side of my string and I'm going to do a wing color. So we should do something like that. And again, I'm going to slide it down. Sometimes the string can get a little tricky on us. I'm gonna make sure that the string is all still facing the same way. And again, this is where we should be at. I'm gonna take our base color. Again, for me, this is pink. Gonna place it on both sides of the string, just like this. And again, I'm just gonna double check to make sure my string is facing the correct way. And I'm gonna split it in half. This is our top string. Ooh, no, it is not. This is our top string. For our top string, I'm gonna do our base color. And for the bottom string, I'm going to do the color that you want the tummy to be. So for me, I'm gonna choose white. All right. Down the center, I'm going to do our base color. And I'm going to double check, make sure that everything is looking okay. Okay, we want that tummy color to be facing down the bottom. I'm gonna take our top string again. I'm gonna add that base color. And the bottom piece is going to be our tummy color. All right, so now that our pattern is here, we're going to repeat this pattern essentially. So I'm going to take my string. I'm going to add our base color down the center of the string. All right, we're going to split that string in half, making sure that our string is not tangled and that it is on the correct side. This is my least favorite part about making these bats, is this beginning part, because the string thing always gets me. All right, so after fighting with your string, we're going to do the top part as pink for our base color, and we're going to go back to the wing color. So this is purple. Alrighty. I'm going to fold this in half, and we're going to do our wing color. And we're going to split this down the side. We're going to do our wing colors. Boom and boom. I'm going to do my base color. Boom and boom. We're going to do our wing colors. The wing color down the center. And I'm going to adjust this again, checking our string before we go on to the next part. Alrighty. This is the top of it. And I'm going to add my base color at the very tippy top and our wing color at the bottom. Alrighty, so this is how we should be looking, my friends. Just go ahead, take a minute, you can pause the video, just review your work. Just make sure that these patterns are even. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and add our final bead on this row. We're gonna take our base color here. We're gonna take one side of the string like this, and another side of the string like this. And we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna pull it down. Just like that. Okay? Now, when I'm tying it off, I like to take my string. I'm gonna hold both sides. I'm gonna take my string just like this, through here. Oop, and through this loop. And I'm going to pull. This is going to hold this in place. I'm going to take my string, my other side, I'm going to weave it through, just like that. And I'm just going to give this 2 or 3 ties. All right. Now when we're tying, we want to make sure we're pulling tight. Not too tight where it snaps, but we really want to make sure that this holds its shape. It's very important. So now that we're tied off, we're going to make sure that these tummy colors are facing down. And we're going to go ahead and get started on our first row here. I'm going to take my string, I'm going to weave it through this pink bead. Sometimes it might be a little difficult because you have the knot there. We're going to pull it through. All right. We're going to take our base color, string it on, and we're going to take it and we're going to weave it through this next bead here. We're essentially filling in the gaps. Remember, pull that string. We're going to take our base color again, place it on, and we're going to weave it through. Now, essentially, we're going to fill almost this entire row with just our base bead color, which I'm assuming for most of you will be black. Or if you are following along with me, it will be pink. Now for this middle part, we're going to do the nose. For my nose, I'm going to do this darker pink translucent. I think it's really fun to do these translucent beads. Alrighty. And we're going to fill the rest in with our base beads. Alrighty. Now that we have this filled out, this is where we should be looking. Take this time to double check to make sure that we're matching. You can pause the video here. Alrighty. Now for this next step, we have 2 options of how we can step up our string. We can simply take it and weave it through just like this. And we've set up the next row. If you're using cloth string, this is definitely going to stick out. So to avoid that, we can take our string and we can weave it under. For me, it's going to be that purple bead. Okay, we're just going to take it through that one. All right. Next, we're going to take the string and we're going to weave it up. Alrighty. I'm going to take mine, I'm going to turn it a little bit, just makes it easier for me to work. I'm going to take my string and I'm going to go down. All right. I'm going to take my string now and I'm going to go through this way, up through that bead sticking on top. Alrighty. And now your bead is sticking out like this. If you're using cloth string and you don't want it to show up right here, this is the best method to hide your string. All right. Now we're going to take our base bead, we're going to weave it through just like we were doing before. All right. We're going to take our base bead one more time and weave it through. Now we have the base shape of our wing going. We should be sticking out of this bead here. We're going to take our string, we're going to weave it through this and this one. and through this guy. Now we're going to do the eyes. I'm going to do these translucent white ones. I'm going to weave it through the nose bead. And then we're going to weave it through the bead sticking up. All right. Now we're going to take our string, we're going to go under and up. So I'm going to turn my beads to the side right now. Just makes it easier for me to work. We're going to go through and up. And now we're going to fill in these two with our base beads. Alrighty, so now we are done with the top of our wings. Once again, if you would like, you can take your string and step up the next row by weaving it through just like that. If you're using cloth string or you don't want the string to be seen, we're going to do what we did before. We're going to take our string, we're going to weave it through that wing bead underneath. Going to weave underneath again. We're going to weave up through that bead above it. And we're going to take our string and we're going to go through this way. Ooh. All right. I'm getting to the point where I might have to add more string, but we'll see. Now I'm going to take my string and I'm going to weave it down through here, 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 and here. All right, so I'm looking like I'm gonna have to add a teeny bit more string. So I'm gonna do that really fast. So when I'm adding more string, I'm literally just tying it on. My apologies, I went ahead and paused my video just because it's really hot in here and I can't turn on the AC or else you guys will definitely hear it. And my hands are sweaty, so I needed all the focus I could get to add this string. I essentially tied it in a knot and I'm just gonna cut the extra tails off. I don't know if this is enough, but we will see. Worst comes to worst, I add more string. So now that we're sticking out of this bead, we're going to take our string and we're going to weave it diagonally down. And then we're going to take our string and we're going to weave it up to this bead. Alrighty. Now we just got to finish making this little guy's face, so we're going to take all base beads at this point. We're going to take a string it on, weave it through his eye. For me, it takes a little bit longer because of this. And then we're going to take a bead, string it on, and then weave it through the eye bead again. And then we're going to take a string, weave it through the bead. Now, if we try to step up like this, it's just going to go over. So we're going to take our string, we're going to take it this way through this bead here. All right. We're going to take the string from this bead to this bead. And then we're going to take our string through the eye bead, going this direction. We're going to pull it up like that. So your string should be sticking out of the eye just like this. We're going to take our base bead. And we're going to weave it through that bead sticking up next to it. We're going to do that one more time. Take our string, pull it through that bead sticking up. All right, we're almost done with the top of the head. So now we just need to add on the pointed ears. So I'm going to take my bead, string it through, and I'm going to weave it through this bead, and then this bead. All right. We're going to take our base bead one more time. This time, I'm going to turn mine to the side here. I'm going to take my string underneath this bead here, just like that, and I'm going to pull tight. And then I'm going to take it one more time. I'm going to weave through the bead underneath of it. This is just going to help assure that it stays on. It's a little difficult for me because this is where my string ended. So it might take me a second. There it goes. All right, and remember, we're pulling that string as we go. And there we go. There's the top of our bat. So now we're going to move over to that really long tail that we've left. For me, I'm going to have to take my string and weave it through this pink bead here. So we want to make sure that the string is sticking out on this side. We're going to take our string, weave it through. Look something like that. Now we're really going to be focusing on these wings here. So I'm going to take my bead, which is purple for the wing bead. I'm going to pull it through. I'm going to take our base bead. And I'm going to weave it through that purple bead. I'm going to take my wing bead. And I'm going to weave it through. Alrighty, we're going to do his tummy next. So I'm going to take my pink bead, I'm going to weave it through just like that. Now I'm going to take a tummy bead. For me, that's white. And then I'm just going to weave it through again. I'm going to take a base bead and weave it through that purple bead. I'm going to take a wing bead, weave it through, a base color bead, weave it through, and a wing bead, and weave it through. All right. Now, once again, you can take your string, you can weave it downwards like this, and that will start our next row. But if you have the cloth cord, or you just don't want that string to show, we're going to take our string, I'm going to weave it through this bead here, our pointy one. I'm going to weave it through this pink one. I'm going to weave it through my purple. All right. Now we're going to take our wing beads again. Going to take that. I'm going to weave it through that pink one sticking up. Going to do it one more time. Take that purple bead, weave it through. Taking a purple bead again, weaving it through. We're going to finish off the tummy pattern. So we're take our tummy beads, we're gonna fill them in. It's looking like I'm gonna have to add string again. Did not do enough. I'm gonna take a wing bead. Weave it through. Another wing bead. Weave it through. And another one. And weave it through. All right, I'm gonna take a pause here and I'm gonna add some more string. All right, I have returned. All right, so now we're gonna head down this bead here. Once again, if you do not care and you just want it to be simpler, you can just take that bead and go like this. If you want to hide the string, we're gonna take our string, we're gonna go up. I'm gonna turn mine to the side. She's gonna maybe help me out a little bit. Alrighty. And we're gonna go from here, diagonally down. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna go up to that pink bead. And I'm gonna weave it down back to that pink bead there. Ugh. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. I'm gonna go ahead and take my base bead, weave that through. My wing bead. One of my base beads. And a tummy bead. I'm gonna weave that through the other tummy bead here. We're gonna take a base bead, weave it through that purple bead. One of our wing beads. One of our base beads. And that should complete the wings of your bat. Now we're gonna have to take our string and we're gonna have to weave it down and we're gonna finish this body. Once again, if you do not care about that string showing, just take your string, pull it through that bottom pink bead, pull it through that bottom pink bead and pull through like this. If you wanna hide the string, we're gonna take the string, we're gonna go up through this purple bead here. I'm gonna weave it above this purple bead. Gonna weave it diagonally. And I am just going to keep weaving it diagonally downwards. And if you chose the method of showing the string, you're literally just gonna keep weaving it up and down, just like kind of like what I'm doing until you get to that base bead here. All right, now that we're sticking out of our base bead, our pink bead, for me, I'm gonna take a pink bead, I'm gonna weave it through that tummy bead sticking up. Gonna take another pink bead, I'm gonna weave it through that pink bead sticking up. I'm gonna add a pink bead again. And I'm gonna weave it through that pink bead sticking up. These are giving our little guy his feet. Pink bead, weave it through that little foot sticking up, and we're gonna add our last and final bead. Gonna weave it on, and now I'm gonna take this string and I'm gonna weave it up through this one here. And now I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna weave it through this pink bead. I'm gonna weave it through this pink bead, and I'm gonna weave it out through here, if I can. All right, there we go. And now, since I have these two tails met together, I'm just gonna tie it off. I'm gonna do this 3 or 4 times, especially if you're using clear string. Clear string is kind of slippery, so it does need a few more knots, I find, than the cloth ones, just because the cloth stretch cord has more friction to it. So this is, I do quite a few just to make sure that this doesn't pop. Right, I think we're looking good. And this, my friends, is how we make a tiny little Kandi bat charm. If you want, you can take some string, weave it through the top of his ears. You can make little necklaces. You can attach it to the tip of his ear, and you can make little candy singles with it. Or you can attach a little key ring right here, and you can make your own little keychain. So many possibilities. Alrighty, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know how you guys enjoyed this format of video. All feedback is welcome in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and happy candy making!